Hello everyone, Martin here. We are back with Podrakoris, or Podrakoris, whatever it's called. Anyway, next archetype in the deck build sat, and this deck went from me having near zero interest in this deck, just general level of card interest, to actually being pretty excited for this deck. It's made up of three level 10 main deck monsters, or four level 10 main deck monsters. One's a ritual, three continuous spells which link to one of the main deck monsters, and a field spell. Quick preface how this deck works. Each of the main deck monsters have a associated continuous spell, which they like to train. They want to have on the field. All the monsters can place face up continuous spells. Specifically their individual one. They place their individual continuous spell from the field to the bottom of the deck to do something cool. Also the continuous spells as well have this. I kind of do like one of those. What's Weather Painted effects where they give your monsters effects. They only give Pendia monsters, so the ritual one, all level 10 or higher with the same type as whether it's basically associated ones. It gives the dinosaur one the effect. It's also any level 10 or higher, which is neat. Anyway, um, but yes, that's the quick preface. Now let's actually go over the card by card, shall we? First off is Kubala, rugged Apodrakosis dragon with a Dino Crag. Is level 10 Earth Dinosaur Black Monster. First on attack, 1200 defense. Can use each card that wants per turn. First effect is you can shuffle this card from your hand into the deck, add one of its associated quick continuous spell from deck to hand. During your main phase, not during your main, during the main phase, if two more cards were destroyed this turn, quick effect, just shuffle this card from your hand. Third effect, you can place one of its continuous spell you control at the bottom of the deck, then target up cuts up to the field, up to number of types among monsters in the field to destroy them. Now, this is actually a very interesting effect. At the bare minimum, pops one card. Um, but it can target a lot of cards. Hypothetically, you say if you Dark Rule them or your opponents are actually right about interruption here, and they have a standard, board of like Appaloosa, like three other monsters. That's gonna be like those monsters usually in a standard generic link board. Usually those monsters different types. So that's like at least like three pops. Um, like that's a target of cards of monsters on the field, not just your field, which is actually really neat. Overall, it's a bit hard to get out because it requires you to destroy two or more cards, special summon it. Also, another thing that's really cool, I'll go over more in a second. Each of these kind of involves a different area. It kind of involves the graveyard. This one kind of involves the banish. So even if certain matchups where you kind of get locked into a certain area, isn't too bad. So obviously, if you get Macrocosmo in a matchup, this is kind of still fine. All that stuff. Anyway, overall, it's fine. He has a decent on effect, but obviously it's on your turn only. I do wish this did something else besides just summon it on as quick effect. But as I mentioned before, the continuous spells do give them effects, so it works out, I guess. Next is Shubana, Abyssal Apodrakosis of the Serpent 4, level 10 Water Sea Serpent. Effect once first attack defense, you can discard this card, add its continuous spell from deck to hand. They all have a way to add the continuous spell by basically removing it. This one shuffles itself back to the deck, this one discards itself, this one banishes itself. Um, as a continuous spell, during your main phase, if two monsters other than itself were sent to the hand or deck, from the hand or deck to the graveyard this time, sometimes from your graveyard, so you just discard it, brings it back pretty easily. Honestly, that's very easy to get back. Basically, it's back nearly for free, really. This will always be out on the easiest condition to meet, unless you're Macrocosmo. But then even then, it's just hard to get out anyway. Anyway, you can place one of its continuous spell on the bottom of the deck. Then you banish your opponent's entire hand, and if they do, they draw the same amount of cards. Basically, you trickster, not the trickster. I have multiple brain farts today. You trickstar them, and you banish the whole hand. Obviously, but you use this when they use a search spell. You banish how they search. They draw them out. Obviously, they still they don't lose card advantage. Obviously, but you do banish the hand. Some decks don't like having the card banish, so it's still nice. It's kind of it's reincarnation. That's it. Reincarnation. Overall, fine card. Honestly, probably better than this one because it just has a bit more utility. I say that this isn't a quick effect, so this is actually probably better. This part's has better first effect, has better summon condition. Um, yeah, I do wish it's a quick effect. Which it could have just easily said if you control this card, it comes with a quick effect or something. Eh, ups and downs. Baba champion the upper of the Worm Haze, level 10 Wind, Worm effect monster. If it attack, hit under defense, you can best card from your hand, add one of its continuous spell from the deck to your hand. Pretty simple. Then if a monster becomes banished while its card is banished, and there are currently two or more banished monsters other than itself based on this card. Now this is probably a bit more tricky to get out. It requires to be banished already and two more monsters and have two or more monsters that are banished other than itself. But like these ways to make it work. Finally, an effect is you can place one face up, it's contains spell from you control the bottom of the deck to add one from your on a focus card from your deck, graveyard, or banishment to your hand, except itself. Get a card from literally anywhere. Overall, these three are pretty cool. You can play them by themselves, pretty easy, honestly, because they all have basically search out the card they want. But now they actually have the ritual monster, the ritual Pendium monster. I think ritual Pendium's cool. Nice to see another one. Level 10, Light Dragon, Ritual Pendium Effect Monster, 3,500 attack, 2,500 defense, Pendium scale 0. Pendium Pendium effect is during your main phase, you can add one Perfect Strike card from deck to hand, except the Pendium monster, then destroy this card. Monster effect is you can ritual summon this card with itself. It must be special summon by its own effect. Cannot special summon this card except can only special summon itself on this way. If a monster on the field is from a battle card effect, while this card is in the extra deck, you contribute one level 10 Perfect Strike monster. If you do special summon this card, this is treated as a ritual summon. Then you can trigger up to 2 cards you control if you do place an equal number of Perfect Strike spells from your deck to face up to your field. Okay, so basically this part here immediately meets the condition of Mr. Man over here. It also lets you cycle through your own. Obviously, you're destroying 2 cards, which is good for a lot of decks. Obviously, Dino will love to pop their own stuff with this card effect. But bunch of decks will love to pop their own stuff as effect. You aren't losing card advantage because you're placing an equal number, so you're still getting your advantage back. Basically, just cycle whatever cards you want into continuous spells and hopefully get an advantage out of them. Overall, it's a searcher. It's a searcher, in the pen scale zone. It can ritual stuff out. Basically, yeah, overall pretty simple card. Now before we get to continue spells, we've got a quick play and a field spell. The quick play, a Perfect Strike World Creation. You can only use one of the first effects once another once per turn. Add one of Perfect Strike ones from your deck to your hand. Then you can add one of Perfect Strike ones, penalty ones from your hand to your extra deck. So pretty standard. You add one of the main deck monsters. Then you can add a penalty monster to the extra deck. A bit weird as one because obviously this will go to the extra deck anyway by you destroy it. Obviously, also because it destroys, it also helps with the first monster effect. So I'm not exactly sure, but it could be a case of you need to put an extra somehow. Your opponent's well, actually, if you say hypothetically you've been cashed here and you've got zone locked in your pen scales, that's a way to get it into your extra deck, which is actually neat. So it's not main part is search. It's just bonus if you need to somehow lodge it in your extra deck. Because it's also, I'm assuming we get more pending monsters at some point, maybe. Who knows? Anyway, during your main phase, if you control a perfect pending monster card, so you could include being in the scale, you can banish this card and want a perfect monster from your graveyard, but someone put a perfect monster from your deck with the same original as the banished monster. Okay, this is a weird one. So basically, if you control a pending, if you control it as a card as a monster scale, you can banish the card, and basically a copy of one of the monsters, another copy from the deck. That's neat. It obviously lets you meet the condition of Baba easier by having more cards banished. But I say that, but you can't summon banish Baba because honestly, you can't because you can't other than this. Plus, yeah, no. But it's L2, which is nice. Besides that, overall, it's a fine card. It's Searcher. We like searches. It searches monsters. It searches cards. It also searches cards. Yeah, I was honestly a lot of searching. I'm sorry, I was going to talk through. Next is the field spell, Potric Ascension Crest of Transmigration. The field spell, the card is resolved. You can use for the first and second cards on the turn. Now, it has 2 pretty interesting effects. First effect is when the card resolves, take 3 monsters from your deck. 1 dinosaur, sea serpent, and worm. Add 1 of them to your hand. Banish the other. Send the last to the graveyard, and then you're locked those for the rest of this turn. That is a very powerful effect. By itself, you literally add 1 of any of these 3 types as long as you play all 3 types in your deck. That is very good. You get to send another one of them to the graveyard, which is also very good for this type of effect. And you banish the other, which is usually the bad effect. You want to usually you don't many of these don't want. Well, dinosaurs you don't want to banish. Let's see what you want to banish. But there are good dinosaurs to banish, and obviously you want to banish some other cards. Obviously, giant. No, those good one to banish. And obviously you can just target these for your main deck ones, or we can just add it onto the hand, add the sea serpent, disintegrate, or banish the worm, or whatever. It's like this is just a very good effect. Yeah. Now, if you have a face-up Gumball, the most approach like a Star Forward, so the Penny and Ritual monster you can push them up to 3 project monsters from different hands, one each from your deck, graveyard, and banishment. So this literally sets up the first. This first effect sets up the second effect. Let's just says, hey, you know what? You can special summon 3 monsters for basically nothing. You activate this, you get this. But genuinely, it's pretty easy condition to get off. Like it's okay. I say easy. Like it does require you to have the ritual, which you can use the if you want you can use the if you have the ritual, you can just pen scale it effect, search this card, then activate this effect. Boom, boom, boom. You have 3 monsters on the board just like that. Or if instead you can just sorry. Or you can just play your plays because obviously you don't need to special summon the exact three because one from your deck, graveyard, and banishment, so you can keep whatever one in hand in your hand, which is very nice. Anyway, I've remembered it for a long time now because there's just a lot of talk about this card, honestly. Next is a Apodrakosis Ascension of the Dino Crag. It's the continuous spell of the dragon one on the set pretty obviously. You can take any spell, you only control one of it. Or paycheck once you control gain 300 attack. Pretty much nothing. Actually, I say that, but they all have high attack, and honestly, just the extra 300 helps you get over 3k beat sticks and stuff like that. And finally, penny monsters and level 10 high monsters who type is dinosaur gain this effect. Once per turn, when the effect of monsters on the field with less attack, then this card is activated. You can place one face up, a publisher continuous spell you control on the bottom deck to negate activation. You don't have to place this card, you can place any, which is neat. Usually you probably would place this own one because I say that. Um, Actually, no. For some reason I thought there's only because they gain the effect. They can all activate this effect. It's actually pretty good. So they all can use negate. Now you are limited by the negates because you only have 3 continuous spells. So technically speaking, you can use this effect 3 times if you had 3 separate monsters which meet the condition, which potentially not, but still good to know. Next is the Serpent Fall one. Gain control 1. They can't be killed by battle. Pretty irrelevant, honestly, with the whole high stacks. Anyway, monsters and level 10 monsters to see some again. Effect once per turn, quick effect. Once per opponent's turn, quick effect. Place one. Use spell face up on deck and attack one card of the field. Return to the hand. Quick effect bounce. Got a quick effect negate for monsters and a quick effect bounce. It's for target any card, which is also really neat. Again, both cards are very nice. Next is it's the wind one, the worm one, whatever. It's Macrocosmos. Any card monster sent from your opponent from the field to your opponent's graveyard is banished instead. Yeah. It's Macrocosmos. Very good. And finally, a worm again. This effect, you can place one face up. Poker tricks continuous spell. You control the bottom deck to target one for someone to attack to 0. This is by far the worst of all the 3 effects. Especially considered it's just your opponent's turn as well. It's probably this one been the best one to beat. Like, no, this one should have been your player's turns because so you can attack in. Xanadote has the best secondary effect, which is Macrocosmos, and the worst third effect. So there you go. That's how they've done it. Overall, these cards are very cool. Okay, no, look, obviously you can play this in a lot of decks. You can play this in Dino Pile pretty easy. You're already playing a bunch of some different types in Dino Pile. It might not work perfectly because you're playing like reptile stuff and it's see some a worm. Um, Obviously you can play a small engine, whatever deck you want. If you want to play it as a free body engine, probably free of the ritual monster and one of the field spell probably makes up I said that also that's a free garnet, which you're probably not playing. People wouldn't play anything honest. Now I've said that people wouldn't play anything. If you know what, it's possible. Um, Obviously you can say if you want a small engine, pretty easy. Obviously, you can play this one in a worm focus deck or banish focus deck. Play this one in the sea server. Honestly, well, this one has a lot of graveyard effects. You can probably play this and get a bunch of stuff. Okay, I've talked a lot. I've rambled a lot for this video. Overall, I do find these cards really cool. I was not excited in whatsoever about these cards, and now I'm decently excited. I expect them to be good. I think they will be okay at the very least. I do think the Razol cards are like technically better. They're just more consistent. Maybe because they're just really consistent at what they do. Even when they do is just make rank fours. These definitely, because of how interesting the card design is, have potential. There's the generic level 10 or higher monsters whose rift tap is whatever, which is again very just having that generic option is pretty good. If they get more continuous spells which are good, um, then that will just help a lot as well. Because at the moment they are limited to only 3 continuous spells, which means they're limited to 3 of these effects per turn on your opponent's turn anyway. So that is a limited interruption, which could you could say is a good card design that it's limited, but also means if they pop the back row, that means you also lose these effects very easy, get feather dusted. So that could be a concern. Overall, I am really excited to see what the next card is and also what their future support is. That's yeah, honestly, yeah, I'm really curious. I hope it's good. Hopefully they turn out really cool. Um, that's my opinion for now. Thank you for watching, everyone. I was obviously, if I made my mic louder. If it's too loud, let me know. I'll try to turn it down. But yeah, thank you for watching, everyone. Take care and have a good day slash night slash morning slash afternoon. See you, everyone.